And a Russian lawmaker saying a move by the Biden administration as it relates to Ukraine risks starting World War III. So here's what's happening. President Joe Biden giving Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy the green light to fire long-range weaponry deep into Russian territory as 11,000 North Korean troops join forces with Russian troops. So the Russian-Ukraine issue likely to be a key focus at the G20 annual summit happening right now. We just got this on tape, Mr. Joe Biden's remarks during the first session. Let's listen in.
And finally, we all have to work to end the conflicts and crises that are eroding progress and food security around the world. Ukraine. The United States strongly supports Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Everyone around this table, in my view, should as well. And by the way, Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine led to the highest record food prices in all of history.
So let's bring in CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata. Charlie, happy Monday to you, my friend. You're live at the Pentagon. So the president really kind of digging in his heels there on Ukraine.
Yeah, morning, Reed. The Ukrainians have been asking for these weapons for months, and now they've got them. Well, actually, they've had them for a while, but now they get permission to fire them at Russian targets inside Russia. The ATACMS that have been noted, and this announcement comes out of the White House, by the way, not the Pentagon. Ultimately, they have a range of 190 miles. Now, there are other versions that fly shorter distances that release cluster bombs, and those have been used on the battlefields of Ukraine. But these are weapons that can fire inside Russia itself. So it means they're an effective standoff weapon because they're able to penetrate targets behind enemy lines. Now, where we're sort of being hinted, the words they're using is it's expected that these weapons will be used in that Kursk area, where we know there are 50,000 Russian soldiers there, 10,000 North Korean soldiers among them. And that's why we get the sense that they're going to be deployed there. They're not limited to be deployed there, but that's the sense of where these weapons will be headed first.
Talk to us about the capability.
By the way, I just need to add, this is in direct. So this is in direct response to the North Koreans because that's the way the White House and others, these are the policymakers, right? This is the delivery system. Policymakers come from the top. It's the North Koreans that escalated it. Now, in terms of its capabilities, yes, they're not going to go into how many ATACMS that they have. There are operational security issues surrounding that, and then also around how many the United States has stockpiled or in its supplies. But they will be judicious. They can't just be firing them off in any direction. We know for a fact, or at least the intelligence is suggesting that the Russians had pulled back some of their targets to be out of the range of these ATACMS anyway, sort of in expecting that these would eventually be deployed. And the Ukrainians have been very good at developing their drone warfare in traveling further distances. But yes, as I said, on that battlefield around that Kursk area, taking out supply lines, logistics, troops, artillery positions, that is where they can be effective, and they're incredibly difficult to intercept.
And this green light really comes as President Joe Biden wraps up his time as president. Any forecast into the future, what could happen when President-elect Donald Trump becomes president?
No, Reed, and they're so careful here not to put a political spin on this, but we have to keep in mind, because the question is why now, right? So you'd have to ask the White House, but it comes, more than a week after the election. It was a political issue. Nobody here is certain exactly, because of the information that they're getting, what the incoming administration is going to do in terms of treatment and resupply of Ukraine. And I asked a few days ago if there was a sort of hurry-up offense, because there are lots of weapons and financial aid, military financial aid, headed to Ukraine, or whether that's going to have to be done by mid-January. They said, look, we're just working on our own schedule. But yes, you have to ask yourself that question. Why has it happened now? And are they trying to get it out before January 20th, where maybe there would be different decisions based on supplying specifically these weapons? It's been a hot potato because there are some that believe that using U.S.-made weapons to fire at targets inside Russia is a clear escalation and a provocation to President Putin.
CBS News senior national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata, thank you so much for getting us up to speed on that issue. We'll see you back here, I'm sure.